Remember, this is a huge industry. Every year, the rights are $500 million. You add something, every year's IPL is a $700-800 million enterprise. And we couldn't start play and had to start at 11:26 because, one, there was water that seeped onto the ground and you had to wait till it went away. Is there something else we can do? You had a theory? If you only...
Yeah, I mean, I just looked
because
at...
the whole objective has to be to try and get as much play as possible.
Yeah,
it is a huge industry, huge enterprise.
It's an entertainment game as well, and sometimes the players have to give it a little bit, and sometimes the officials have to give a bit. And when it's reduced to a 5-over game, if it's a full 20-20, no problem, don't change anything. But when we looked at that pitch and we saw where the water problem was, could they not just have played 5 overs apiece from one side? Everyone bats that one side, everyone bowls this side. The wet pitch doesn't come into play, and you get a game.
You'll probably get an extra over in because you're saving time on changing on not changing ends. You'll probably get a 6-over game.
But we could have started half an hour, so it could have been an 8-over game.
But
even if you don't, I mean, I understand. Even sometimes I agree with that. Like if you know rain's coming on the PGA Tour, if they know rain's coming, they don't tee off at 1 o'clock. The leaders, they bring it forward. They make a 2-tee start. They start at 9 o'clock. Cricket, we've got so many radars and that kind of stuff.
No, but the Indian rain is not as well behaved and orderly. It doesn't choose.
But
when it wants.
If they knew there was going to be rain,
yeah, you're right.
As soon as we got the opportunity, even if you started an hour before, everyone's at the ground warming up. Most of the spectators are in, and even the spectators that come will still see some of the game, rather than having a damn squid. So I think we need to be a little bit more adaptable. And I mean, I know it's easy, and people often say, "Oh, well, when you were a player, you didn't want to change this and this and that."
Yeah, I was going to suggest that.
We always understand that, but at the end of the day, both those teams needed the 2 points, and so somehow, I mean, it's like there's a common sense rule I think should be implemented at times, and I think that could have been an example. Would it have killed anyone if we'd bowled 5 overs? We actually played. I remember playing in a game. It was when I was in Standard 9 or the year before qualifying. It was actually Pat Simcox was playing in the game, and we were the school
team. You're not that old.
No, Simo was playing.
Lads?
I played with Simo, yeah. But we actually had a game where it was just a pick-up game, and we were playing whatever, and we bowled the whole match from one end because on that one side there was a wet patch.
That's how they're going to do it in the new 100 tournament in England.
Yeah.
You can bowl up to 10 balls. You got a different thought?
No, of course. I mean, just to add to it, I mean, we talk about technology, and as you said, the industry is that. And a day that you lose a game, I mean, the broadcasters would lose money, everybody else would. It would make sense to spend a little more money and find covers with the modern day technology that you have. There is no way in the world that you can't cover a 55-yard pitch for a game or the value that you lose here. We need to have better. I'm for technology, as I say. I think probably you won't spend as much as you spend on Hawkeye, which is rubbish and doesn't give you the right results. If you spend the same amount of money,
he just in one word demolished him. That is rubbish.
Naturally, because when you see a bowler bowl from the edge of the stumps, hits the pad last night. What's his name? Sandeep Sharma bowls a ball, hits the pad. All the way it's gone this way, but once it's landed, because it's an umpire's decision, you got to get it right. So it comes back and clips the wicket and goes. So I'm saying what you spend on technology, I don't think it's giving you better results. What you need to spend on is things like this. You will get a game in. This game doesn't matter because, at the end of the day, neither of them, mathematically, they had a chance to qualify, but they didn't. But imagine if this happens to somebody at the start of the season or, one game that really matters. Covers need to get better. We still can't be living in era of those days where you could play on uncovered pitches.
Yeah.
You need to get better covers, and there are people who are providing you good covers. It's just that people don't want to spend on it.
I think radars. I mean, it's a problem we have in Durban domestically, and a lot of cricket that happens in Durban end up with rain. The rain invariably comes at the same time. So everything, once it gets cooler at 7, 8 o'clock at night, that's when the rain comes. So if you know rain's going to come, if the radar can tell you, if the system's in place, why not start at 5 o'clock? Guys, we told there's rain going to come. We're going to play a 10-over match aside, and we're going to start early. And we can record that, and we can still play it out on the allotted time for the TVs.